Let's have the real conversations. Hey, beautiful divas. Hi, my name is Shay, your love diva. I'm a Master Certified Love Strategist, voted top 5 love coach in the entire world. And if you are looking to up-level your love life using a formula based in science while protecting yourself from all of the Build-A-Bears that can hurt you, then you are in the right place. If you are brand new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If this is your very first time ever seeing me live, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm going to warn you right now, I keep it 100% real with a whole lot of love, but Sagittarius realness. So come in here so that I can share and love up on you. Please leave your name, where you're from, and a heart emoji. If you already have seen me live, then drop your name with a lipstick emoji so that I know that you're returning back into the divahood. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are brand new, please leave your name, where you're from, and a heart emoji. If you are returning back into the divahood, then just drop your name with a heart emoji. Tiffany from North Carolina. Welcome, ma'am. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for following instructions. Nay, thank you. Welcome, welcome back, baby Maria. Welcome, love. Are you new or are you coming back? Okay. Are you brand new or are you coming back? Hey, beautiful divas. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Shay, your love diva, Master Certified Love Strategist, voted top 5 love coach in the entire world. If you are brand new here, then understand that I did a dating experiment where I went on a 100 date in less than 3 months, well, 3.5 months, and interviewed over 4,000 men, women, and couples, and discovered a formula based in science for attracting any man I wanted while avoiding the Build-A-Bears who would only waste my time, my mental peace, and my energy. And I am here to teach you that formula so that you can be able to attract the highest value love, a man that is not only high value, but he is masculine and marriage minded, who is your romantic best friend. So if that's what you're looking for, then baby, you're in the right place. So that I can love up on you. If you are brand new here, please leave your name, where you're from, and a heart emoji so I know you're new. And if you are returning, then please drop your name and a lipstick emoji so that I can welcome you back into the divahood. Barbara from Rochester, welcome, baby. I'm seeing some lipstick emoji. What's your names, my love? Uh-oh, TikTok has a block thing going on where they are filtering, like over filtering the comments. So hold on. I don't know how to fix this. All right, babies, come on in here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see Facebook is now on. I'm glad you are here. Let's go ahead and get started, ladies, because how many of you already knew that when you have sex with a man, then it doesn't matter if you're wearing a condom or if you're not wearing a condom, you still have the possibility of that man's DNA not only entering your body and affecting your body, but staying in your body for life. How many of you guys knew that? Yes or no? How many of you knew? Hey, baby. How are you? Henriette from Canada. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How many of you knew that? That having sex with a man means that not only does his DNA have an effect on your body, but that his DNA can affect you for life. And there's multiple ways that his DNA can affect you, ladies. And this is the problem. Like, nobody is talking about this. Nobody wants to admit this or tell you this because it is not the sexiest part of love, dating, and relationship advice. It's not the advice that's going to wake you up or make you want to come back. However, it's the kind of advice that's going to protect you and help you to make a well-rounded, wise decision when it comes to who are you choosing to sleep with. Because this whole like free sex culture that they have going on right now, it is detrimental more so to women than anybody else. But biochemically, there is an effect that it's having on men. And I want us to get into that conversation. How many people understand that when you have sex with a man, that it can literally upregulate? That means autoimmune disease, it can actually trigger autoimmune disease in your body. It can affect your brain. It can affect your diet. It can affect the foods you crave. it can affect your body in preparation for having his child, which can also set your body up to prevent another man in the future from being able to impregnate you. How many of you have heard that there's studies that show that as well? Say I. How many people didn't know that? Like, you had no idea that the men that you were sleeping with was staying with you for life? How many people had no idea that the men that were staying with you were staying with you for life? All right. For those of you who don't know me, hi, my name is Shay, Your Love Diva. I'm a Master Certified Love Strategist. I'm also a scientist. I graduated pre-med biology, was accepted into medical school. And the reason why I'm here talking to you right now is because I found myself getting played over and over and over again, attracting the lowest quality Build-A-Bears you can ever imagine. And when I found myself homeless after graduating college with honors and with a child, I made my daughter a promise that I was going to figure this love thing out, that I was going to show her what healthy love looks like, and that I was going to be able to get her a big backyard, because I was just following the same patterns that my mother, her mother followed when it came to attracting dysfunctional relationships. And I couldn't figure out how to get out of that pattern. I couldn't figure out for the life of me how to attract a quality man. So what I did was I went on a dating experiment where I went on a little over 100 dates, and I went on 100 dates in a little over 3 months, and I interviewed over 4,000 men, women, and couples, and I read hundreds of books on the science of attraction, love, dating, and relationships, the anthropology of attraction. I studied my top favorites, and I'm going to be mentioning this as I'm talking to you, because I'm going to break down to you what are the 6 phases of attraction in a relationship, so that you ladies can put yourself at an advantage of being able to attract any high quality, marriage minded, masculine man who will actually love your soul. I'm going to tell you the science behind what to do and why to do it, so that you can be able to increase your chances. But once I went on this dating experiment, once I read all of the articles and I studied the top 4 that I'm going to mention, which is Don Maslar, Luann Brizendine, Helen Fisher, and Dr. John Gray. And this is Dr. John Gray, the author of Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. He's actually brilliant when it comes to the science of attraction. And they are my top 4 favorites. However, there are many others that I studied, and many other articles and peer-reviewed studies that I studied in order to bring you this information. How many of you just got your heart broken within the last 30 days? Let me take a poll first to see exactly where are you. How many of you just got your heart broken, or you felt rejected, or somebody ghosted you, and this happened within the last 30 days? Say I. How many of you? Thank you, Rosemary. How many of you? I did the ghosting. Okay. Heartbroken within the last 90 days. All right. I'm getting some I did on Facebook. Okay. Not many people want to admit that. All right. How many of you have been single for more than 30 days? How many of you have been single for more than 30 days? You have been single. Say I. If you've been single more than 30 days, how many of you have been single for more than a year? Say I. If you've been single for more than a year, say I. 5 years. Okay. It's a long time. We got a lot of people that's been single for, you've been single for 22 years, ma'am. It doesn't count if you're 22 years old, ma'am. Are you 22? Or have you really been, as a grown woman, single for 22 years? 5 years? 5 years is a long time. 15 years, that's a long time, ma'am. That's a long time. It's been a year and a half. Okay. That's a long time. Anybody who has been single more than 15 years, we got 5 years on the board. We got 19 years on the board. We got 10 years on the board. That is a very Very, very, very rough. Okay, single for 22 years. That's a long time. Anybody more than 22 years? More than 22 years single. I see 1 year. I see 5 years. Anybody else? Anybody else? Don't make me do some math, ma'am. I see you said 2010. I'm not calculating. You said all your life, but you're only 24. Okay, that doesn't really count. Anybody has been single for more than 19 years. I think 19 years is what's at the top of the board. We got 20 years. Okay, we got 20 years going once, going twice. Anybody else? Beat 20 years, ma'am. That's a long daggone time. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you some information to help you so that you won't ever have to be single for more than 3 months, let alone 20 years, without even having to do online dating, without even having to do the online dating apps. 16 years is a long time. 22 years, okay, listen, if you're 22 years old, that does not count, but I think we do have a 20-year, we got a 20-year who is not 20 years old, going once, going twice, ma'am. Email my team at support@shaybetter.com, and she will send you a digital copy of my book, The Science of Attraction. That's a long time, ma'am. Okay? It's then turned into powdered milk at this point, and there's no reason that none of you, after what I'm teaching you today, should ever be single that long. And I'm not talking about settling, okay? I'm not talking about being in a relationship with a Build-A-Bear who can't see you, who can't love you, who can't value you, because that's worse. Being in a relationship with somebody who doesn't see you, who doesn't treat you right, is way worse than being by yourself. But really, neither one of them, with me around, should be an option for you. So I'm going to break down to you what exactly is the science, and then I'm going to break down what is standing in your way. And then if you want my help further, I will tell you at the end of this live if you want more help so that you can fast track being able to attract your soulmate. But I'm going to tell you right now on this live how you can be able to attract your soulmate without using the online dating profile platforms or the websites, and so that you can naturally be able to attract any man that you want. Okay? Any man that you want. All right, here we go. How many of you guys have ever heard me talk about the science of attraction and break down the 6 phases that will guarantee that you can attract any man that you want? How many of you have ever heard me talk about this? Say I. If you, matter of fact, not if you heard me. If you've never heard me talk about the science of attraction in 6 phases, say I. So I can gauge like how many of you have never heard me talk about the science. If you've never heard me talk about the science, say no ma'am. Okay? If you never heard me talk about it. Okay, you never heard about the 6 phases. Okay. I'm seeing some no ma'ams. All right. Okay. I don't. Let me see if we can turn off this filters. Do daggone Strong's filter and everything. All right. So let's get into it. Make sure you have some paper and pen, ma'am, because it's always different. Okay, I'm always saying something different, and I'm not gonna repeat myself because when I'm in the flow, I'm in the flow. All right, here it goes. Now, before I get started, here's the things that you need to understand. 2 things that you need to understand if you really want to have, thank you, Coco. Here's the 2 things that's going to help you to have an advantage, all right? Put into your head, what kind of man do you want to date? Do you want the kind of man that you're going to have to work for, you're going to have to prove yourself, or do you want the kind of man that's going to pour into you? The kind of man that's going to be man enough that's going to pursue you? The kind of man that's going to earn your heart and make you feel safe? Tell me, put it on the screen, put it in the chat, which kind of man you want, okay? So I can teach you which one, how to get which one. Which man do you want? Okay, I'm seeing you want the kind of man that's going to pour into you. How many of you want the man that's going to add value to your life, the one that's going to pour into you, the one that's going to pursue you, the one that's going to earn your heart, the one that's going to see you as valuable, the one that's willing to take you out on dates without asking for 50-50? Which one do you want? You want the man that's going to pour into you? You want the one that's generous? The one that's kind? The one that's not banging on his chest telling you that you need to submit to him, but who can be your best friend? Okay. You want the one that's pouring into you and adding value. Here's the thing, and this is going to be a game changer, ladies. Okay? Stop just going out there dating anybody. Okay? Stop just using the qualifier because he's cute and because we have chemistry. Because that's going to get you hurt and you're going to waste a lot of time. This is what you need to categorize. Is this a man that's in his balanced, heel, whole, masculine energy, or if he's in his unbalanced, feminized energy? Okay? And trust me, it will be really clear. If this man is in his masculine energy or his feminine energy, because everything in the universe vibrates to a certain frequency. And understand that for a man who vibrates to the frequency of masculine energy, then that man is going to operate differently than the man that's out of balance vibrating to the frequency of feminine energy. If he's in his unbalanced feminine energy, that means that his cortisol is going to be high. Cortisol is a stress hormone. That means he's going to be stressed the hell out, ma'am. He doesn't have enough mental acuity to focus on you and focus on making you happy and pouring into you. He's going to want you because the vibrational frequency of feminine energy it's magnetic. It draws in. It receives. So he's going to be in his receiving energy expecting you to pour into him. Now, understand the reason why you have the body parts you have is because, ma'am, you vibrated to a certain frequency when you were being created. Okay? And that's why you turned out to be a woman. And the reason why he turned out to be a man is, again, he vibrated to a certain frequency. That's the reason why men have 10 times more testosterone than women do. And when a woman is out of balance with her hormones and energetically, then now she has higher testosterone, lower estrogen, her cortisol goes up, and now you're in your high stress hormone as well. And if you're in your high stress hormone, you're now magnetic to the feminized men who are going to stress you out and drain you. So then put a thumbtack in that one, understanding that, then now you want to get clear on what kind of man that you want to attract. The second thing you got to understand is men are designed biochemically to fall slow. You biochemically are wired to fall fast. I didn't make the rules. Go talk to God about it. I'm sure God had a reason. Okay? What does that mean? That means that you can feel. Not that it's really happening. But biochemically, you can start to produce your bonding hormone, oxytocin, on the first meeting. And just based on no evidence, just what he's saying, you can start to produce the oxytocin that causes you to start bonding to him, falling for him, becoming emotionally attached to him. And when you're producing that hormone, that means you're letting your guard down. You're becoming more trusting to him. Another thing that happens is your brain, your frontal lobe shuts down. So you're not even thinking like you would have thought. Follow me for a second. Now him, for a man, according to Dr. Luann Brizendine, it takes a man minimum 2.5 months to 5 months to fall in love, to fall for you, to be biochemically bonded to you. So what does that mean? That means that he is to his advantage if he can get in your panties as fast as possible. The quicker he can get the sugar plum, ma'am, okay? The quicker you give up the honey cakes, the kibbles and bits, ma'am, the Snicker packs, the better it is for him. When we're talking about biochemically. Because now he no longer has to risk anything. Because according to Dr. Luann Brizendine, as a man falls in love, there are certain biochemical things that's happening to him. His testosterone starts to drop permanently when he's choosing you. His sense of sight, the sharpness, because men can see better than women, according to science, that decreases because they're built to be hunters. So there's certain different advantages that start to decrease when he's falling in love. So it's in his biochemical advantage for him to fall slow to make sure you're worth the risk. So all that he's saying, okay, all that love at first sight, ma'am, no ma'am. According to Dr. Helen Fisher, it is lust at first sight. No such thing as love at first sight. So then if you let him talk your underwears off because he's saying all the right things, you guys have great chemistry, you are having an amazing conversation, it seems like you guys are just flowing and connected, you're going to set yourself up to get hurt. And this is science, okay? Not Shay. This is what the data shows. The science shows that the sooner you have sex with the man, the less likely he is to produce the bonding hormones that make him want to provide, protect, and commit to you. And like Dr. Luann Brizendine said, it takes minimum 2.5 months. So every day that you're having sex too soon before he's produced the vasopressin receptor, that's less that man's bonding to you. So let's say that you happen to have sex on the first night and y'all end up getting married, okay? The science, the probability, I'm not talking about the exceptions to the rule, okay? Don't tell me about your freaky deaky grandparents who had sex on the first night and they were madly in love and your granddaddy was completely faithful and treated your grandmama like a queen, okay? Because that's not the odds, according to science. According to science, that even if he did marry you, he's less likely to emotionally fulfill you, be faithful, be a good father, be a good husband, and to make you happy. Period. So it's biologically to your advantage to wait, not only so for him, for the bonding, but for you. Because you are at a disadvantage soon by falling for him too fast. Now, I'm going to start this backwards, okay? I'm going to tell you the things that women are doing to set themselves up to fall fast and to end up with the Build-A-Bears. And to end up with the man who doesn't treat them right, okay? And I see it, Dimples, you did it on the first night. You've been married 16 years. Now, for those of you who know me and have been following me, they know that I have the gift of being able to see. Since I was 5, I became aware that I can hear people's thoughts and I can see into people's past, present, and future. Okay? I always ask for permission. I'm not going to call anybody out. Do you want to finish your sentence? Do you want to finish your sentence, or do you want me to finish, like, what's really happening in the 16-year marriage? Because here's the concern. When we make certain comments publicly, we present the time period that we've been married after having sex on the first night, and we present it like it's all good and it's happy. But you and I both know that being married for 16 years doesn't mean that you've been happily married for 16 years. Okay? And there's some dissatisfaction going there. I'm going to leave it at that. There's some dissatisfaction. No. And that's the thing that I really want you to understand. Just like what Dimple says, she said that marriage takes work. And the reason why, after doing this for 20 years, okay, I've helped thousands of women to be able to attract high-level love with their romantic best friend. And I've been able to break it down that every woman falls into one of 5 archetypes, and she is either in one of the 7 stages on the love success chart. And the reason why your marriage is taking so much work is because both of you started on stage 1. And stage 1 means that you are operating what I call our love blocks. And the love blocks are any thought, behaviors, belief, or energetic blocks that keep you from being able to have the highest form of love. And the goal is for you to clear them as much as possible so that you can be able to receive, create, manifest the highest form of love. And when you attract love between stage 1 and 3, yes, it's going to be work. However, for my students, because they know that they're not trying to waste their time and end up frustrated, and they know if they have been doing life at the highest level, they want their love to match that, then they are going to go through a program that's going to guarantee them to get to at least stage 4 before they start dating, so that they can be able to attract a high quality love that's adding value to them. A high quality love that doesn't take work. Does it take intention? Yes. Should it take intention? Yes. But work, no. But let me get back, okay, while I get off track. Now, this is how the mistakes that I find that women make when it comes to dating. The first thing is that they think that doing dinner dates, we can go into the stages later, baby. I'll break it down for you later, okay? First mistake that I see that women do is that they do dinner dates. Second mistake I see women do is that they spend too much time with that man too soon. The third thing that they do is they don't prepare for the love that they want before they start dating. They start swiping before they get it right, and they end up attracting a man that is a match to the last man. It's the same man with a different face. Those are the 3 things. So let me break it down. You, in this day and age, based on statistics, based on science, based on my many years of research, by doing dinner dates, you actually decrease the likelihood of you getting married or extend out the time period that it takes for you to get married. Why do I say that? First thing, when you're doing dinner dates, remember when I said that women, you are biologically wired to fall fast and he's biologically wired to fall slow? Can somebody tell me why doing a dinner date while understanding that can be in your disadvantage, ladies? Anybody? I would have recommended, Jessica, for you to do that on the second date, but it's better than doing dinner on the first date. It's more intimate, very good. All talk, not action, very good. Spending too much time with them, bingo, nurse sharp. Can email my team, support@ShayBetter, and you get a digital copy of my book. Bingo. Too much time with him too soon. So what that means is that you are now releasing the biochemical response to falling in love too fast and too soon. Your frontal lobe is shutting down. Ladies, your job is to fall as slow as possible and keep your eyes open so that you are able to determine 3 things: his valor, his values, and his character. If you give him all the time to sweet talk you, for you to smell all his pheromones, for him to show you one of his 3 faces, then you biochemically are setting yourself up for a disadvantage. Evolution has already proven that women who have sex too soon, you're at an evolutionary disadvantage. So it's not in your favor. And when you're doing dinner dates, you're likely to drink. You're likely to be in an intimate environment. You're likely to be bonding. You're likely to be laughing and feeling good. And you are the one biochemically bonding, not him. He's not. Okay? You are a hamburger to him. And let me tell you the study that showed that. So they did a study where they were showing, and I believe it was at the University of Colorado, and they were showing men pictures of women, and they were measuring their brain response to seeing the pictures of women. Now, this is whether if the woman was dressed conservatively or if she was scantily dressed. And of course, the more she was revealing, then the more the part of his brain lit up that saw an object. However, even when she was dressed modestly, he still saw her as an object. So when he was attracted to a woman, the part of his brain that sees a thing, just a thing, lights up. Now, when he started to biochemically bond to her, the part of his brain that started to light up was the part of his brain that shows somebody that's significant to him, somebody that he needs, somebody like a family member. And if a man has sex with you before you have become part of that brain, the part of his brain that lights up, that sees a family member or somebody he's bonded to, then now he's likelihood to not only see you as an object, but to treat you like an object. So he is going through the same biochemical process when it comes to triggering his brain, as if he was to see a good hamburger, ma'am. You are a milkshake at that point to him. You are hamburgers and some french fries, ma'am. Maybe even a cheesecake. And that's about it. So then, when we're talking about the 6 phases, keep that in mind. Because when he first sees you, this might not want to hear this, but ma'am, you've triggered his testosterone. What does that mean? That means you've triggered his sex hormone. What makes him attracted to you is that you've triggered his sex hormone. So what does he want? What does he want? What desire have you triggered in him? You have triggered his desire for your honey pot, ma'am. Is what you done. Okay? Your beautiful, sexy, gorgeous, delicious self has triggered his desire to want your cookies, ma'am. Okay? Your ham sandwich. Your pudding pop. Your moonshine. Okay? Your biscuit is what he wants. That's what you triggered. So whatever he's saying, when he's in that lust phase, remember Dr. Helen Fisher, who's like the queen anthropologist of attraction, said there's no such thing as love at first sight. It's lust at first sight, no matter what he's saying. Now, he's at an advantage if he can get you to fall as fast as possible and to let your guard down as fast as possible. Because then he can get what he's biochemically wired. Don't get mad, ladies. Don't get mad. Like, listen, if you want to have an advantage to this, and when I learned this, it was game over, okay? When I went on my dating experiment, probably around like date number 60 or 70, when I started getting it, it was game over. I went from getting played all the time to getting paid. And when I say getting paid, there was men that were throwing themselves, men that were successful, men that had character. They were great guys. They were good guys. They had money. One man bought me a house, full paid. Another man bought me a car. I was getting trips, me and my friends. I was getting shopping sprees all the time. I was getting tickets. I got tickets to the Masters, the Super Bowls, the Open, you name it. I didn't even have to ask for it, and they didn't even smell. They couldn't even sniff it. Without even giving them any sex, they still wanted not only to give me things and make me happy, they wanted to commit to me. Ask yourself, what was the difference between when I was getting played, when men were ghosting me, when I was getting cheated on, when I was getting abused, when men weren't valuing me, to then men who were higher quality, who wanted to commit to me and give me whatever it is that I wanted. What was the difference? Somebody tell me. Put it in the chat. Talk to me. Okay, Shirley. Don't date. Don't date, ma'am. Just sit it out. Maybe you shouldn't be dating. Maybe you should just be preparing for your soulmate. Because if you're building and launching your business, then you don't need to get a Build-A-Bear to come in and cause you to lose all your money. No cookies. Binding time and the desire. You were seen as family. I didn't try to just was myself. Okay. Your mentals. You didn't give up your sandwich. Bingo. I triggered his vasopressin. I don't. Who's this? Cinco. Let me make sure you a woman. Okay, you are. Okay. I couldn't tell with the thing. All right, baby. Email my staff at support@ShayBetter. Tell them that you won a digital copy of my book. Okay. Support@ShayBetter. Email them that. Okay. I triggered their vasopressin. I learned how to trigger vasopressin intentionally. How did I do that? I'm getting ready to tell you. First of all, I was a Ruby. Okay. Now, remember when I told you that every single woman falls into one of the 5 love archetypes? And I was very Ruby. The Ruby archetype is that make it happen type of woman. Oftentimes the Ruby is very much in her masculine energy. She's like a doer. She's the one that all her friends and family depend on, but when it's time for them to get the support, nobody's around. The kind of woman that, the Build-A-Bears love because they don't have to do much. You're the type of woman that will build a man up. You will encourage him. You will make sure his resume is right. Help him to get a better job. Build his business where he becomes a multimillionaire, only for him to then want a younger woman and then leave you alone. The Ruby archetype, she doesn't need validation from the outside world. Like, she's driven herself and she usually keeps her circle small. But she's also a performer because when she was younger, in some way, she wasn't validated. She wasn't seen. And so how she was going to be seen, how she was going to be valued was through performance. So she was going to be the best at whatever she did. She was going to make the best grades or be the best athlete or be the best at whatever. So she's a top performing. So she's usually in leadership roles in her job because of that. However, the same blessing that allows her to be able to be successful in her career is also the same downfall that blocks her when it comes to healthy love. So I kept attracting narcissists and Build-A-Bears over and over and over again. The other rubies, the diamond, she's the woman who this is your friend that is a model, right? She's super beautiful, super smart, has it going on, but still she's always like putting herself down. She's the one that will make negative comments or have a hard time accepting compliments. And so she tends to attract men who like are constantly criticizing her, who doesn't see her. Diamonds oftentimes have the mother wound. They usually had like, and rubies have mother wounds too, but their wound is a bit different, okay? For a diamond, her mother was criticizing her so much, and because of that, she's constantly criticizing herself. She oftentimes have low self-esteem. No matter how great she is, she sees herself as being a piece of coal rather than a diamond. And she tends to attract men who don't really value her, who really don't see her value. And then you have the citrine. The citrine woman, she grew up either witnessing abuse or experiencing abuse, whether mentally, physically, and emotionally. So then she tends to attract abusers. And then you have the amethyst. The amethyst woman, she's the woman that is extremely strong. She's constantly seeking, feeling safe. And the reason why is because she didn't feel safe as a child. She was violated sexually in some way at some point in her life, most likely in her childhood. So then she looks for men that appear safe. And a lot of times she attracts the man that he presented himself as being this great guy or this knight in shining armor, only for him to drop the mask as soon as she becomes emotionally attached to him. And then you have the onyx. The onyx woman is that empathic woman. And the empathic woman or the onyx woman is that woman that gives people the benefit of the doubt. Oftentimes she lacks boundaries. A lot of times, like, she doesn't really know how to say no to people that she really cares about. And when she believes in you, she cares about you, then she's like extremely loyal. And she wants to do whatever she can in order to support you, in order to help you to win. However, oftentimes people take advantage of her and take advantage of that kindness. And she tends to attract narcissists and married men. Married men love the onyx woman, or men who are physically or emotionally unavailable love the onyx woman, because all he has to do is cry about how his wife is a bitch and she doesn't treat him right and he's the victim, and then she feels sorry for him. So those are the archetypes. And based on your archetype, that determines how are you going to date based on these 6 phases. And you can be more than one. You usually have a primary one, which is the reason why I invented an assessment, so that you can be able to determine what is your primary and what is your secondary archetype, so that you can predictably know what type of men are standing in your way. What's your likelihood of being able to attract a healthy relationship while you're at this stage, and what are the blocks that need to be cleared so that you can be able to have high level love. So when you're dating in your archetype, ladies, listen to me. If you hear nothing else, understand that when you're dating, men know what your archetype is. They know what your insecurities are. They know that thing that you're trying to keep the world from seeing about yourself, that you still carry guilt or shame or judgment about yourself. They know. Men are very observant. Do not believe for 1 second that men are as dumb as women try to present that they are. They are not. Not only do they know, he knows how to treat the woman that he really wants. I don't care. You can give me any man. I don't care whatever he says or whatever his past is. When he meets that woman that he really cares about and that he really wants, he is biologically wired to run through fire if necessary in order to be with him. So, if you are with a man and he won't commit to you, and he's not doing the things to make you happy, and all he does is keep making excuses, baby, that's because he doesn't want to. And it's not because there's something wrong with you. It's just that you're not his one. And one of the secrets I learned when I did my dating experiment is, as fast as I see that I'm not his one, move on. So, when you enter into the first phase, the attraction phase, he's going to be talking to you like you are the one. He's going to be saying all the right things. He's going to be showing up. He's going to be doing all the things. However, remember, it takes him minimum 2.5 months, okay? And it takes you at least that long to see his second face. Remember when I said every man has 3 faces? He has a public face, he has a private face, and he has a secret face. You should never have sex with a man until you see that secret face. And if you pay attention, if you understand the formula and what I'm teaching you, baby, you gonna know what that secret face is. And you need to know that secret face, because that's the secret face. That's the spirit, the energy that enters your body and stays when you have sex with him. That's the face that you're creating a soul tie with. That's the face that is draining your energy. That's the face that even after you've broken up with him and why you can't seem to figure out why you still don't feel right, why life isn't working out for you, why you can't seem to get ahead financially, etc. That's the energy, the soul tie that's still trapped inside of you, because that's the face that you had sex with. You don't have sex with any other face of his but his secret face. So you need to know that before you have sex with him. Now, once you hit the attraction phase, it's game on. He's going to do everything that he can in order to get it at first. Biochemically, he's wired for that. He's wired for in the beginning to get it. Man, remember, you're delicious, okay? He wants your honeysuckle. So he's going to be calling, texting, doing all the things. Walks in the second phase, which is the courting phase. And in the courting phase, he's taking you out on dates. He should at least be taking you out on dates. How many of you guys believe that talking is a thing? That we're talking? How many people you actually say that? Like we're talking? You said, I'm so sick to my stomach. Wish I didn't have the soul tie. Don't worry about it, baby. I'm going to tell you how we can help you break it. Don't worry. You're in the right place. How many of you guys believe that there's a talking phase? I must. Amanda, I see you. I see you, baby. How many of you believe there's a talking phase? Welcome, Tennessee. Oh, Baylissimo. She said, I think it's an excuse for men to study you. You were close. You were close. The only talking phase is the phase where he's setting things up. It sounds like that's what you're going to say. Thank you very much. Email my team, support@shaybetter.com. You can get a copy of my digital copy of my book. Yes, ma'am. Ladies, listen. There's no such thing as a talking phase. The only talking is he's talking to you about where you're going to meet for the dates. Period. There's no talking phase. You're a grown woman. Either you're dating for the purposes of entering into a committed relationship. Dating, let's redefine what dating is. Dating is for data collection. Dating is an interview process for the potential job of him becoming your man. That's dating. So if it's an interview process, then who's the candidate? Put it in the chat. Who is the candidate? Who's trying to get the job? The problem is too many women are dating to qualify instead of dating to evaluate. Ladies, biologically, he's the one that's interviewing. The science even supports that. According to Dr. Luann Brizendine, she says that in any species, whatever is the sex that actually uses the most energy to create life is the one that is to be pursued, is the prize. So that means, ladies, because you literally risk your life, then you got to carry a child for 10 months, and your earning potential decreases when you're pregnant and after having a child. There's multiple things you sacrifice, okay? So you are the prize, sex. That means that he's the interviewee, you're the interviewer. You're the one that is the prize. So he should be earning you as such. And if you don't know how to date right, if you don't know how to do the evaluation, then how are you going to know how to interview the right candidate for the most important job in your entire life? According to multiple financial publications, they said that the person you choose is the most important financial decision that you make. That's just in the financial world. We're not even talking about when it comes to your quality of life. We're not even talking about how long you live. We're not even talking about the other aspect of your life. We're just talking about financially. The person you choose to allow in your life is the most important financial decision. So how do you not have an interview playbook or strategy on how you're doing dating? Dating does not involve giving away your cookies for free. He hasn't gotten the job yet, ma'am. He shouldn't be getting the benefits when he hasn't gotten the job yet. It is to his advantage to get the benefits for free. But why would he want to give you anything more if you are giving the benefits for free? You say, yes, do you believe in long distance relationship? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're in a long distance relationship. Every woman that I've met that practiced doing long distance relationship on a regular basis was emotionally unavailable. What that tells me is that, ma'am, you need to heal. That's what it tells me. It tells me that you're a magnet to emotionally unavailable men, is what it tells me. It also gives you a false sense of connection. Men don't bond through talking to you on the phone or text. So all that text chatting, okay, all that messaging, the bottling that you're doing, all that pen paling that you're doing, ma'am, all that phone buddy you're doing, then he's not bonding, you're bonding. You're bonding. And he's harvesting your energy. But let me not get too deep, okay? Because I know there's a lot of new people on here. Let me just keep it surface level. Absolutely not. If you are listening to what I'm telling you, you won't ever have to do long distance unless I had a client who she did long distance. She met this man. He lived in Georgia. She lived in like Kentucky, I think. And he did it so right. He met her online. I taught her how to date online, how to be able to filter an interview and properly vet this man. And she followed the exact formula. She did coffee first, then the activity, then she did dinner. But before she even started that, she worked on her inner first and followed the formula. This man, when he was serious about her, he planned a weekend to come up there to visit her. He got himself a hotel room, and the first day he planned coffee date. So she met him for coffee, no longer than 45 minutes. after the date was done, she went home. She was done. Okay. And then she said, if the coffee date goes well, then we can do something fun the next day. So then the coffee date went well. So then they did something fun the next day. And they went like out to like Dave and Buster's, something fun like that. And then on the third day, before he left, they did dinner. And then he went home. And he kept visiting her. Like every 2 or 3 weeks, he would visit her. And then he moved. He moved to where she lived because he identified his wife. Ladies, he shall find his wife. And when he does, he has found a prize. Do you know how people act when they find a prize? Can somebody please tell me, how does anybody respond when they have identified and found a prize? Do they just take it for granted? Do they just treat it anyway? Do they don't care if they lose it? Or are they going to do whatever they need to do in order to win it, in order to earn it, in order to keep it? What are they going to do? They're going to lock it in. Yes, ma'am. They're going to lock it in. Especially a man. He's a hunter. He's designed. He's designed to look for the prize and claim it and do what he needs to do. Okay? If he will chase after a daggone deer, why would he not do what he needs to do in order to earn you? We got to stop giving these men excuses. So anyway, this man kept visiting her. He proposed to her in like 10 months and they got married. I think they've been married for like 3 years now. And he is, when I say amazing to her, like amazing. The kind of man that gave her his credit card, booked a cruise for her and her daughter when her daughter graduated college, and said, have a good time. There's my credit card. Like that's the kind of men that my clients end up attracting because they listen and they follow the formula. When you're dating, your only job is to interview if he is that kind of man who has identified you as the prize. But in order for you to do that, you remember when I told you about those 5 love archetypes that you're falling into? It's the subconscious, subliminal blocks that's coming in your way that's keeping you from operating in a way that allows that kind of man to be able to identify you and claim you. Did you know that even if you say you're confident, that even if you say you love yourself, even if you act like you're confident, did you know that when you are dating with insecurities, hear what I'm saying, when you are dating with love blocks, it changes the scent of your pheromones. Hello? Did you know that your smell, men smell. They smell when you're afraid of getting hurt. They smell your insecurities. They smell your traumas. Ladies. I had a client and this is the reason why we are so particular about who we work with. Not everybody can get into our Boss Diva University program. You go through an interview process to see if you're really serious. And so I had this one client. She said that she was ready. She didn't show up. She didn't do the work. And I tell you, ladies, this is the different dating time. Hear what I'm saying. Like, these Build-A-Bears are built different. Okay? And when you're dating, you got to date with wisdom. You got to date because first, you don't want to waste your time and create more mental stress. Second, every person that you have sex with, that's causing an immune response. That means you're building antibodies. It's causing inflammation. When you see women who've had sex with a lot of men, and some women, they're not fat, they're just inflamed because they've had sex with so many men, their body is in severe inflammation. Okay? Anyway, so I tell women, whatever you do, like stop doing the dinner dates first date. Whatever you do, you don't have sex with a man who you're not in a committed relationship with. There's a whole process. This client, she didn't do any of the work. She thought that I guess if she gets in and doesn't do the work, then automatically she was going to get the results. She ended up going to a club with a so-called friend, and the friend said, hey, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and instead of her going home, she kept hanging out with the friend, didn't listen to her intuition. They met two guys at the club. It was a setup. I'm sure it was a setup. Met two guys at the club. She invited all four of them to go back to her place. She leaves the friend, my client, leaves her on the couch with the other friend. And then all of a sudden, she doesn't know why, but she can't stand up. Like, she's super tired. She's super sleepy. And then when she wakes up without her pants on. She wakes up without her pants on. And come to find out, this man, yes. And y'all, I can tell you so many stories. So many stories. These men are built different. You are a good person. You would never hurt somebody or force your will on somebody. You wouldn't play somebody or lie to somebody. That doesn't mean that they won't. It doesn't mean that they have good intentions for you. And your traumas will always be a magnet to attract the matching wounds of that evil person who has the negative intentions to fill it. That means that you must know what you're doing out here. And I mean more than just throwing up your picture on an online dating profile and going out to the club with your friends and meeting a guy and then feeling like you can trust them because you had good conversation with him. You gotta know what it is that you're doing. And you gotta date for your benefit, not his, because you are the prize. And so anyway, when she told us, like, when I found out about it, my team told me about it, I set up a meeting with her, even though she wasn't in my program particularly. She was in another program, and all she can do was cry. And she kept saying, Shay, I feel like I let you down. I feel like I let you down because I didn't do the work. I knew better, but I didn't show up for myself. I didn't do the work. And I was like, what you're not going to do is you're not going to blame yourself because some raggedy ass pig, Build-A-Bear, decided that he was going to act like a monster. But let's talk about what we're going to do moving forward so that you never have to be in this situation again. And she said, Shay, I want you to share my story with as many people as possible so this doesn't happen to other women, because I wasn't listening. I wasn't thinking. I didn't take this as serious as I need to. Ladies, there's some men that will have sex with you just for your energy. Just to take from you. And there's a way for you to be able to determine what is his intentions. The way for you to determine that is by giving yourself time and playing the dating game. It's called mating game, dating game for a reason. Because you must know how to be able to test if he is who he says he is. You gotta be able to see. And if you are walking around with your insecurities or your wound or your desperation to be loved, then you won't be able to see the signs in front of you that says that this man is a no ma'am. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. But when you're going through the courting phase, which is phase 2, that's what you're doing. You are vetting him. You're playing the game. You're allowing him to earn you. You're allowing him to do the work. You're not the one that's sitting here chasing after him or proving yourself to him. And what happens to him biochemically is that his testosterone starts to drop and his serotonin starts to drop. What does that mean? That means he starts to become more nurturing like a woman. He wants to make you happy. And the serotonin makes him obsess about you, like he's thinking about you all the time. Like what is it about her? So what does that mean? That means you got to trigger CAP. Curiosity, anticipation, and polarity. Curiosity, anticipation, and polarity. That means, ladies, that you're not sitting on the phone for hours and telling him your whole life story. You're not doing that. Okay? You're leaving some things to the mystery. You're learning the art of ethical seduction. You are embodying your femininity. You're embodying the essence of who you are. You are walking in your light. You're walking in your power that you've worked for, that you work to allow to come to the front. And as you're doing that, he is automatically gravitating towards you, and he's wanting to give you whatever it is that's going to make you happy. Because every time you are happy, it triggers dopamine in him. The worst thing you can do is that when he's doing the making you happy and doing the work to make you happy, you turn around and try to give something back to him. Where's all my ladies that have a hard time receiving? When somebody gives you a compliment, you have a hard time receiving that. When somebody gives you a gift and you feel guilty, you feel like you need to give something back. How many of you guys have a hard time? To tell the truth. Tell the truth. It makes you feel guilty. You have a hard time sitting back. The check comes, you get all nervous. You're like, wow, let me just pay my part. Let me act like I'm going in my wallet. You know who you are. You're the one, when you go out with your friends, you're like, let me pick up the check. Every time. Nicole Perry says, stay out my business. Every time. Now, ma'am, that's your masculine energy that's out of balance. And that means that you're going to be a match to attracting the man that's in his feminine energy who wants to take from you. A masculine man needs, hear me when I say this, okay? And I used to do matchmaking for very wealthy men. Like wealthy. I'm not talking about rich men. I'm talking about wealthy men, okay? And I have some secrets that I can give you about what type of woman that the type of man who is wealthy but a giver chooses and what he wants. But one of the things that was consistent for the wealthy men who were kind, who were looking for a woman to give the castle to share the castle with. I'm not talking about the kind of rich men who are collectors and they want to treat you like an object. I'm not talking about that, okay? I'm talking about the real men that are givers and they're looking for a partner. They need the woman that he can give to, who he feels like he's adding value to her life, that is going to be able to receive his efforts. The biggest thing that turns these men off is the kind of woman that's like, no, I got it. I'm okay. The kind of woman that's in the kitchen and she's got the pickle jar and she's like, how many of you guys know what I'm talking about? How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? Like, you're like, I'm woman, hear me roar. I'm going to do it. I'm going to fix it. I'm the first one to jump up when something needs to get done. I'm going to do the man's work to prove myself. Some of you guys are in masculine industries like sales or something, where you have to use your hands or whatever. And a lot of times you got to jump into that masculine energy, but then you take that same energy when it comes to your love life. And then you wonder why you get these raggedy Build-A-Bears. Yes, ma'am. So these wealthy men, like, they need that woman. That's the reason why when you're like, women that are successful, where's all my successful high income earning women? Like, you're making 6 figures and up, you have your own house, you have your own things, you have your own investment. Like, where are you that believe that men are intimidated by your success? Like, let me see where you are. Because I'm getting ready to tell you something that's going to bless and prosper your life if you let it. Where are you at? Where you at? Let me see you. If you open your own car door around men, I'm talking to you too. Okay? I'm talking to you too. Okay. High income earning women, let me tell you something. Okay? And I interviewed thousands of men. Thousands. I've matched many men. And y'all, listen, it wasn't your success that turned them off. It was not. And I've interviewed men who are married to like highly successful women, and men who were looking for love and they were looking to get married. It's not your success that intimidates the men. It's not. What it intimidates masculine men is feeling that whole energy of, I don't need a man. I don't need a man. Because what makes him feel like a man, you got to think about what a man's primary needs are. And I'm running out of time, so I can't go into what a man's top 4 primary needs are. However, when you think about number 1 need for a masculine man is the need to be needed. For men, it's that need to be needed. So then for successful men, when they meet a successful woman and when she comes off as, I'm good, I don't need you. I don't need you. That to him is the turnoff. Now, me and my husband, we have been married for 11 years, August 30th. And even as running a multi-million-dollar business and everything that I've accomplished, we have real estate properties and everything else. Like, even with everything that I've accomplished, y'all, my wrists are so broken. It's not even funny with my husband. It is so broken. Like, he tucks me in at night. Okay. He gets my tea. I'm not doing anything at all. Okay. He's opening car doors. I'm so used to my car door getting open that when I'm with friends, I forget. I'm sitting in the car still and they're looking at me crazy. Like, why are you still in this car? My wrists are broken because I know how to receive. I know how to get queen treatment. And by doing that, it feels something in him. It makes him feel good. Like, you can see him light up the more he gets to do for me. It's just this fun, natural balance that's going on. And that's tells you if you are with a masculine man, because that masculine man is going to love doing things. He's going to enjoy it. And the best thing you can do is just appreciate it and receive it. That's the best thing you can do. Because if you are sitting there like, well, let me try to outman him. Let me go and get him a cigar case and buy him a bunch of cigars. Then the man that's going to love that is going to be the feminized man. And trust me, that man is going to get on your nerves. Give it like 5-6 months. Okay? Give it. and God forbid you marry him. That man's going to drive you crazy. So for my high income earning women, it's hard for you because a lot of you are rubies or ruby amethyst. And as a ruby, what I used to feel is I had to earn love. I had to earn the approval. I had to earn everything that I did. I had to prove my worth. I had to prove my value. So then what that leads to is you being performance-based when it comes to dating. And that is the turnoff to the men that match you at the level that you're doing life. And you can try to act like you're not going to be performative when it comes to dating. But if you haven't worked internally to be able to clear the residual furniture, is what I call it, that just automatically makes you act like that, then eventually what's going to happen is everything's going to be great. You get married, and then you end up being the kind of woman where your husband stops talking to you, or you're fighting, and not saying it's right, he's cheating. And the reason why is because you are going back into your what's homeostasis, what's normal, what's natural to you. You're going back into that masculine energy. So he's no longer feeling seen or needed. So when the secretary at the water fountain tells him that he smells good, he's gotten that need met by somebody else, by a woman that he needed to be seen by. You said I took your test and you're a diamond and you're a diamond archetype. Right. And so that's why when you're doing this one size fit all, and this is when it comes to books or programs or anything else, you're not a one size fit all. Every one of you guys are unique. And the process for you being able to clear what's blocking you from love should be customized. It should be unique based on what your unique blocks are. But let me finish because I got to go in like 10 minutes. So when you're going through the courting phase, this man, he is going to fall for you. He is going to biochemically start to bond to you. And as he's biochemically bonding to you, that's when he's producing the vasopressin. Okay? He's producing the vasopressin hormones, which is his bonding hormones. But another thing that's happening is he's starting to upregulate or produce the vasopressin receptors. The vasopressin receptors are what catches. Thank you, love bud.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you. Tea. Thank you, love bud. So the vasopressin receptors are what catch the vasopressin. And the more vasopressin receptors that he's catching, and the more that he's receiving that vasopressin, the more he's bonding to you. The more likely that he's going to want to provide, commit, confess his love for you. If he's not producing enough, per science, not Shay, but based on science, these men who don't have to earn you are more likely to be poor fathers and poor husbands. They call them passive males in science. So, as he's earning you, he's producing that vasopressin. But here's the part that gets really confusing and scary for a lot of women. And then I'm going to stop here. He goes through what's called, what Dr. John Gray calls, is the rubber band phase, or what I call is a pull-away phase. And the pull-away phase happens when this man is falling for you. Now listen to me, because I already know some of y'all brains is like short-circuiting, and you're like, you've already tuned out. Like, no, he just wasn't into me, or he was interested in another woman, and blah, 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 blah. But no, ma'am. It could be. I'm not saying that he didn't, because he might have been a player, and his initial intentions was just to get it, ma'am. Okay, your peach cobbler, and be gone. And if that's the case, then he's just there to get what he wants, and now he lost interest, and he's on to the next chase. Or for whatever reason, he doesn't see you as forever. The only way that you're going to determine that is with time. However, when this man is really falling for you, and when this man cares about you, and you've moved from the part of his brain that sees an object to actually becoming somebody he's bonded to, a person that he needs as family, then he's going to go through the pull-away phase, because his testosterone has dropped so much from falling in love with you. It's produced so much cortisol, which is a stress hormone. Ladies, please stop listening to bad advice online telling you that you need to stress a man out for him to fall in love with you. That's the most ignoramus advice I've ever heard in my life, okay? Only dysfunctional, toxic men fall in love through stressing them out. It doesn't make any sense. If you got to stress somebody out, that's so low frequency, why would you even want that kind of person to begin with? So it's not intentionally stressing him out that causes him stress. It's falling in love is a biochemically stressful experience. So then he's pulling back because the connective tissue that connects both hemispheres of the brain is not present in men like it is in women. So they don't multitask like we do. They can't feel and think at the same time. He has to pull back and see what do I feel? What do I want? Do I want to move forward with her? Is this a relationship that I want to take the plunge? Because remember when I told you that when a man falls in love, then he's sacrificing certain biological advantages. So he has to know, like, do I really care about her, or will I just infatuated? Like, what's happening? And the only way he finds that out is how much he misses you when you go through the pull-away phase. Now, some of y'all do absolutely way too much, okay? This man, he starts pulling away, and now you sending him emails, message in the bottle, you sending him text messages. I thought you were different. I thought you were. How many of you guys did this? What are we? Where is this going? Come on, tell the truth. How many of you did the, what are we? Where is this going? Or you had the talk. Tell the truth. How many of you did that? How many of you? Well, how many of you did that? Ma'am, you said Yes, but when you pull away for longer than 2 days, you might as well not reach out. Baby, the pull away phase biochemically, it lasts for up to 2 weeks. You might have pushed away your husband. I had a client one time, and thank God that she wasn't hard-headed. She was dating this guy. He was like an investment banker, very, very attractive. He was really into her, dating her consistently, just doing all the things. And then he went through the pull away phase and he pulled away. He was gone for maybe about like 6-7 days where he didn't call her and she didn't see him, and her feelings was hurt. And so he ends up reaching out like on the 7th or 8th day. And then she tells me, and she was like, he wants to take me out to dinner and he wants to have a conversation. And so I was like, okay, you should go on the date. And I told her exactly what to do. Like, there's a certain way that you handle when a man goes on the pull away phase, okay? First of all, ma'ams, for the love of everything holy, go get a life, okay? Just go live your life. That's the reason why you should be dating at least 3 men at a time. You're not in a committed relationship. You don't owe a man your exclusivity without his commitment. Like, it's okay. You're interviewing. You don't interview one candidate at a time, and you shouldn't do the same thing with a man. So please go live your life. Go out with your girlfriends, ma'am. Go bowling. Go walk the grass. Do something with yourself. But whatever you do, don't be waiting around your phone for this man getting angry because you haven't heard from him. All right? So anyway, she was kind of perturbed because he hadn't called her. And so she was like, I told him I was going to meet him, but but I'm not going to go on the date. Like, this is what she said during our session. And I said, yes, you are. Go on the date. Trust me. Go on the date. And you guys, literally, I've had this conversation so many times with my students, it's not even funny. Because we get emotional, we get in our feelings when a man goes through the pull away phase. So anyway, I told her, I said, trust me, go on the date. You want to go on the date. Thank God she listened. She went on the date. During that conversation, he told her how he really felt. He said he wanted to be in a committed relationship. He asked her to be in a relationship. They have been married now 11 to 12 years, something like that. They're married. And they have 3 kids now. Now, if she would have listened to one of y'all said if he's gone for 2 days and that's it, you're done, then her whole family wouldn't even exist right now. Some of you reacted way too soon. My husband went through the pull away phase. And when he went through the pull away phase, I did cartwheels. I kept living my life. I kept dating. Okay. Go do you. If you are a boyfriend and girlfriend and he pulls away and disappears, then you're not boyfriend and girlfriend. That's not the pull away phase. The pull away phase doesn't happen before commitment. It happens, after commitment. It happens before commitment. If a man's disappearing on you when you're committed, then that means A, he has no character, and B, you moved into a relationship too fast. That's what that means. So when you slow down and when you follow my formula, then you're not going to move too fast. Unless subconsciously you are driven to move so fast. And ladies, here's the last thing that I'm going to tell you, okay, that I learned. Because what would happen when I was dating, and what I see with a lot of women is you experience a heartbreak, you experience a disappointment, a man that you think is going to work out, and you think that he's the one. Okay, he's saying all the right things, you have great chemistry and everything else. And then he does something like he pulls away or he ghosts or he does whatever it is. And then you think that it's you. You think that it's your stuff. And sometimes you find yourself automatically calling or trying or getting attached when you said that you wouldn't. Or you find yourself having sex too soon when you said, next time I'm going to do things differently. How many of you guys know what I'm talking about? Oh, it's just me? I'm the only person who knows what I'm... Y'all just gonna leave me out here? Huh? I'm the only one gonna tell the truth today? Huh? I'm the only one, huh? Okay. That's fine. I'll be out here. So yeah. So then every time I kept saying that I was gonna do something different, here I am, like in the same situation, attracting the same type of man, making the same mistakes over and over and over and over again. And then when I found myself at rock bottom, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this. Like, I need to figure it out. And one of the things that I learned was, because I went to dating coaches, I read a ton of books. I told you I read hundreds of books on love, dating, relationships. I did all of that stuff. But the one thing that I discovered that I was missing, and I discovered this not only in me, but when I had a client who was in an abusive relationship, and I helped her get out of the abusive relationship, and her life changed. She started making more money than ever. She was like confident and everything else. And then she ended up going back to the abusive relationship. And I was like, and I was blaming myself, like, what did I do wrong? Like, why did she go back to that abusive relationship? And then I kept studying and studying, and I discovered that it's the subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind is wired between the ages of 1 to 7, and you will always go back to homeostasis. So if you watch your mother be abused, and that your brain registered that as normal, so then now you're going to, even if it causes you pain, you're going to normalize attracting abusive relationships. Or if when you was younger, if you weren't really seen or valued, or you didn't feel safe because you was violated, or etc., whatever your thing was, then your subconscious mind is going to keep attracting you to those people who keep replicating those experiences until you learn how to rewire your subconscious mind and your nervous system. Because your nervous system also needs to feel like it's safe to allow healthy love in. And once I learned how to do it, and I had to combine like multiple different things in order to figure out how to do it. But once I figured out how to do it, it was game over. That's what changed the game for me. And that's what changed the game for so many of my students. And I systemized it. Like, I need predictably, how can I take a woman from being in this position where she keeps attracting narcissistic men? Or how can I take a woman who keeps attracting abusive men, or Build-A-Bears, or men who are liars or cheaters? And how can I take her from that to where she's empowered to attract the highest love with her romantic best friend? What needs to happen? And the problem that with a lot of coaching programs and matchmaking that I have is that society makes women feel like that if you don't have a man, then you're not valuable, you're not worthy. Like, your sense of womanhood and significance is in getting the marriage. So then they show all of their marriages on their website, and they show all the relationship that they match, and that's it. So then you think that's the win, but you're not seeing that they done matched a couple and they fight all the daggone time, or he cheats, or she's the one having to pay all the bills and she's stressed out and tired because he doesn't emotionally support her. So I did it differently. I was like, the win isn't the relationship. If you notice, even if you go on my website, I don't have a bunch of couples that's on my, even though I have a lot of couples and a lot of women that have gotten married through my process, a lot. That's what we do. But the marriage part, the man part, that part is easy. Like, that's the side effect. If you help empower a woman to fall in love with herself, to really connect with herself, to be able to activate and anchor her feminine energy, to clear the invisible, that thing, you know, that thing that you're like, I don't know what it is that's blocking me from my soulmate, but I know it's there and I don't know what to do. If you can help a woman to be able to do that, then now you don't have to give her a fish. You can teach her how to fish, and she's a matter of fact, she don't even have to fish. She becomes an automatic fish magnet. Automatically. Her energy aligns. Now she don't even have to play any games, because she naturally does the thing that's attracting the high value relationship with the marriage-minded men. She becomes automatically magnetic. And I'm like, okay, since I want to help millions of women all around the world to be able to do that, like, how can I do that in a way at the highest level? So then this is the pressing question that I've been having for years. And so then last year, when I was in Thailand, because every year me and my husband, we do a honeymoon in Thailand. And so when I was in Thailand, I was like sitting under a tree, and then I heard Spirit say, clone yourself. I said, clone yourself. And I said, clone myself? How can I clone myself? And so then I was like, what if I could clone myself? Like, what if I can clone the way I coach, the way I teach, the way I give women breakthroughs? Because 100% of my clients that I work with directly, they end up attracting love, 100%. And their income ends up like doubling and tripling. And the reason why my clients pay me top dollar is because like $300,000 a year up to $1 million a year is because I help them to be able to significantly increase their revenue. They end up making $1 million because of me working with them. And so I said, how can I take all of this so that many women can be able to have access to this high level transformation opportunity? And that's when I created Her Pocket Coach. And Her Pocket Coach, for those of you who download the app, I love you guys. I so appreciate you on so many levels. And we're still in the process. Like by the end of this week, Her Pocket Coach will be able to be promoted. Like you'll be able to go into the app. You'll be able to use the app. But y'all, it's definitely been a journey. But a journey that I refuse to quit on because this is my passion. It's my passion to be able to help women to have higher level love. Because when you're a little girl and you're watching your mother get beat with a belt, and you're watching all the women in your family get cheated on by their husbands, and when you're experiencing that you subconsciously have normalized this, then you realize that your child is going to end up attracting and experiencing the same thing. And now when I did the dating experiment, I did it because I didn't want my daughter to go through the same thing. But now once I learned the tools, once I learned the secrets, I can't unlearn it. And I feel that I have a duty to help all the women out there who are my mother, who were attracting dysfunctional, toxic relationships and didn't know what to do to get out of it. So I'm here to help the women who are like, Shay, just tell me what to do. I'm willing to hold myself accountable. I'm not looking for somebody to save me. I'm not looking for somebody to do the work. Like, I mean what I'm saying. I'm not going to just say I want better, and I'm not going to be willing to step up and do better. I am willing, if you just show me the way, I'm willing to walk the walk. If that's you, then say yes, ma'am, in the chat, because I have something for you. I'm going to offer you an opportunity for me to help you personally, to work with you directly. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you want to be able to start attracting high value love in time for the holidays, then say yes, ma'am. If you want my help in doing it, okay? I know I'm not for everybody, okay? And some people, you just want to watch free videos, and more power to you, go do it, okay? I'm not mad at that. But if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you want a system that is predictable with helping you to attract high level love, to become the magnet so that you can naturally attract your romantic best friend, then just say yes, ma'am. If you're tired and you're not the kind of woman that just makes excuses and wants somebody to do the work for you, and you just talk about it, but you don't do about it. Okay? If that's you, then just say yes, ma'am. Because if you won't even say yes, ma'am out loud of what it is that you want, then you're not ready yet for love. You haven't given yourself permission. It's like you're telling the universe, like, I'm open, I'm ready. Then now I can be in energetic alignment with offering you my help. So this is what I'm going to do. And I haven't done this in God knows how long. So like I told you, my clients pay me like multiple six figures in order to work with me. But what I decided that I was going to do is I want to show the world how I do this. And I want to take 10 women through the journey, okay, through my formula, and I'm going to compact time. I'm going to compress time down to only 3 months. So we're going to start the end of August, and the end of July, and then we're going to go to mid-November, because by then you'll be dating, and you'll be dating at high quality loves, and I'm going to teach you, like, I'm going to hold your hand, we're going to walk through it, I'm going to give you the exact formula where all of my students that work with me attract love, okay? And 10 women, because I need the women that are going to be serious, and that's going to be fun to work with, and that's going to be about it, and they're willing to invest in themselves. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, man, put your hand down, okay? This is not for you. If you want a man that's going to invest in you, you want a man that's wealthy, and you're not willing to invest in yourself, then this is not going to be for you, okay? If that's you, then you can book a call with me. Go to bookshay.com, okay? Bookshay.com. I'm going to handpick you in order to be in this, and we're going to be moving fast. So you got to be willing to do the work and be consistent, coachable, and committed. If you're consistent, coachable, and committed, I promise you'll be dating by November. High quality men. And you won't even have to go online if you don't want to. Okay? Yes. I have clients all over the world. I have clients in Italy. We have clients in Europe. We have clients literally Canada, everywhere, all over the world. So it's all, I'm 100% online. Okay? But if you're interested, go to bookshay.com. Okay? Do the application and then book the call with me and get on my calendar. And then from the 10 women, those 10 women, I'm going to take you through the journey. Okay? Now, if you're like, okay, Shay, I know I'm not going to be able to work with you, and I want to like pace myself, but I do want to do something. I do want to have better, and I'm willing to take accountability, and I'm willing to do the work, then you raise your hand if that's you. If you already know you're not looking for an intensive, you're not looking for an immersive experience, but you're like, okay, I'm not going to be able to invest at that level, but, you know, I still want help and I still want to be able to have a formulated system that's going to help guide me through the process. Okay? And even if you're not going to be able to be one of the 10 in my class, you're like, that's still me. All right. Then I want you to go to lovemappingcall.com. Go to lovemappingcall.com. I will have something for you when you book your call. Then I'm going to have something for those of you who choose yourself. Okay? Now, again, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, man, put your hand down. Okay? I'm not even going to pretend. I'm not even going to play with you. When I was doing this journey, I invested over $150,000 in myself. And that $150,000 has turned into multiple millions of dollars. And I was investing in myself when I didn't have it. And when I was a single woman with a blessing in the form of a child. Like, I had all the excuses. But one thing that I also had is I had fire and I had determination. And I wasn't going to let anybody stand in the way of me being able to experience the highest level of love and meet my romantic best friend. And I wasn't going to let any damn body keep me from showing my kids what healthy love looks like. I was not going to do that. And let me tell you, and since I'm just going to talk to y'all, like just woman to woman, okay? Because where's my single women with the blessing in the form of children here? Like, where are you? Let me see where you at. The women that have kids, where are you? Where are you at? Raise your hand. The women that has children, okay, where are you? Now, y'all, being a single mother was hard as hell. Like, if you're young watching me, please, for the love of everything holy, like, just wait. Like, for real, just listen to me. Just don't make the mistakes like me and a lot of us more mature women have made. Okay, just wait. Like, learn. Just invest in yourself early and learn what you need to learn so you can attract the highest level of love. You will save yourself so much money and so much time, so much energy. Okay, don't say I didn't tell you. Now, when I was a single mom, that mess was so hard, and I was in survival mode, and I was so scared. I was in just providing and protecting my kids. I couldn't be a mom. I didn't have anybody that I could lean into, like, to know that has got me, right? So that I can just sit in my softness and sit in my feminine nurturing energy for my kids. So I raised my kids like, just, we got to do this. We got to make it happen. We got to do this. It wasn't like I couldn't get into that nurturing, which if I could do it again, I wish I could have. Because my first two kids, they didn't get the same type of nurturing mom that my youngest child was able to get. It was a completely different experience. But the gift that I did give my kids by being determined to attract high level love was in choosing my husband. And I chose my husband intentionally. Like, I was like, I have to get it right. Like, the reason why I invested in myself so I can be able to heal is because I knew I had to get it right. I knew they were watching. I knew that if I didn't get it right, my daughter can end up in an abusive relationship. And God forbid, the worst can happen with her. My son wouldn't know what it looked like to be a man, and he wouldn't be able to treat a woman the right way. Like, I wanted to have an example of what a good man looks like. And so my husband, when me and my husband got together, my husband basically adopted my kids as his. And when I say adopted, y'all, like not just in words, I mean like full force in deeds. Like he was 100% their dad, still is 100% their dad, and was in there raising them. And it allowed me to show up different for my kids when he came into our life. And he was constantly like talking to them, and he was constantly talking to my son. And my son, he was like, you know, you have like the hard-headed kind of difficult child. And my son, he was like that kid. And so, and it's interesting how your child can not grow up with their biological parent and still have a lot of their traits. I'm gonna let that sit where it lies. And so anyway, I knew where he could end up if he didn't fix that. And so anyway, my husband was such a great example to him. He showed him how to be a man. He showed him how to have character. And my husband went to the Air Force, right? Like my husband, he's an airman, and my son just graduated from Air Force basic training. And I know 100%. And he said, I'm following my father's footsteps. That's what he said. He said he's following in his father's footsteps. Now, just imagine if 20 years ago, or I think I started this journey like 20 years ago. Imagine 20 years ago if I didn't make the decision that I was going to do the inner work on me so that I can be able to attract the healthiest form of love. Imagine if I never learned how to attract a good man, a good example for my kids. Imagine like what would be the example for my son, because trust me, his example was not that great or present. Then he wouldn't have that. But now that my son has graduated, like his whole values, his character, the way he's talking, the way he's showing up, like a man, is so amazing. And I know that's because I did that inner work. You go to, if you book the call, if you want to be part of the 10 women that work with me, go to bookshay.com. Okay, get on my calendar. And when you get on my calendar, I will also do a reading and a one-on-one love mapping call with you. Okay? And so for those of you who already know, you already know about my gift of being able to see into the past, present, or future. And I use that gift to be able to see your soulmate and to see if you want to have kids, like the version of you that shows up for that and what it takes in order to get you there. And I'll tell you all that when we do our session together. You got to go to bookshay.com. If you can get in. Do I have any more space? Do I have any more on the calendar? If you're trying to sign up with me and it's booked up, let me know. Let me know so I can have my team be able to check on that. And then ladies who are single, right? Where's my ladies who are like 40 and over and you still want to have a family? Like, where are you at? The ladies who are 40 and over and you still want to have a family, and just be honest, but you kind of scared that you might not be able to have a family. Like you're feeling the ticking of time. Where are you at? And the scary part is that not only do you not know what to do, but you don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself to be able to choose the right person for you. Like, am I talking to anybody? Am I talking to anybody? Where are my ladies 40 and over? Is this a stream or what? How do you block on YouTube? Okay. All right. If you're 40 and over, listen to me. Now, working with 40 and over is a completely different ballgame, especially if you still want to have kids. I have a client who she was an internal medicine doctor, and she was 44, and she was like very, very, very bitter. And she didn't believe that she was going to be able to have kids because her fiance walked out on her when she was like on their wedding, like literally disappeared on her. So she was like negative and bitter. Anyways, her friends referred her to come to me, and then she came to me. She was able to clear what was blocking her, and now she has twin girls and is married to a great, great man. Ladies, you're probably like 2 centimeters away from everything that you want and the love that you want. It's just a shift. It's like you're not broken. It's kind of like if you lived in a house and The house isn't a bad house. It's just filled with a bunch of furniture that's outdated furniture. And you just need to clear that house and of all that outdated furniture so that you can allow brand new, beautiful furniture into your house. It's the same thing when it comes to you. So just learning how to be able to align. And a lot of times rewiring your subconscious mind and your nervous system so that you allow that love that is waiting for you to show up. Because it's like you being a lamp with a blanket on top of you. Just because you're 40 does not mean that you're not worthy of love. And it sure as hell doesn't mean that love isn't going to come. However, you do need to be intentional. I've had women come to me and they're like chilling, like, yeah, I know I'm 44, lying to themselves. And I don't want to have kids. But then when it comes down to it, they say they do want to have kids, but they're scared they won't. And I'm like, tell yourself the truth first so you can stop wasting time. And let's get to work so that you can be able to have the kids, so that you can be able to have everything that you want. Because if you want it, that means that it wants you. Because desire means of the Father. D means of, sire means father. So that means if you want it, that means that the Father wants it for you. But your soulmate can't see you if you're walking around with the blanket of your pain, of your trauma, of your fears, of your doubts, covering you from your soulmate being able to see you. So if you're 40 and over and you want to be able to attract that love, if you want to work with me and be part of the 10, then go to bookshay.com. If you just want our help and you want a system that works, then go to lovemappingcall.com. Go to lovemappingcall.com. Get on the calendar and stop talking about it. Stop wishing for it. Take the steps towards the life that's calling you. That's the best advice that I can give to you. Ladies, I love y'all. I really do. And if you get nothing else from me, get this. You are the prize. You've always been the prize. And the man that loves you and that's meant for you, when you can see that you are the prize and you finally clear what's preventing you from rising up as the prize that you are, will finally be able to rise up and claim you as the prize you've always been. The website, for those of you who won the digital copy of my book, then that is support at shaybetter.com. You said, is it $4.99 to be part? No, ma'am. It's not $4.99 to be part of the group. It's $4.99 just to be able to book with me. It's normally $1,000 to be able to have a session with me. So you guys are getting the live special at the $4.99. If $4.99 is a lot from you, Queen, just go to Love Map and Call and book there. Okay? Book there. The women that wants to work with me, like they already know the deal. Okay? And it's okay. It's all right. Put me on your wish list. Okay? For a long time, I wished for a Bentley. For a long time, I wished for a Bentley. I even had the car sitting on top of my table. I could still see it. And then eventually, Claudia, you done made the left turn into the no man land, honey. She said, there's no good man and you're scamming people. All right, baby. God bless you. Have a good life. Let me bless and block you, honey. Okay? Go on. You sound like a Build-A-Bear. Fronting like a woman. But there's a long time that I wanted a Bentley and I couldn't get a Bentley until I was able to make the money to get a Bentley. So it's okay for you to say that I want to be able to work with Shay one day and put me on your wish list and then start where you're at. That's the reason why I created the app. That's the reason why, if you're still willing to invest in yourself, you can book with my team. You can do the lovemappingcall.com. Before I go, I'm getting the guidance to do a reading. So I'm going to do I'm going to do 3 readings before I go. one of you like are dating or have a boyfriend or somebody, his name is Josh or Jonathan. So I'm hearing Josh or Jonathan. And Josh or Jonathan has been showing you that he's not that into you, and you have been desperately trying to hold on to the relationship. And the guidance that I'm getting is, baby, that's not your soulmate, and you holding on to him is keeping you from being able to meet your soulmate. And if you can just, Josh or Jonathan, whatever his name is, represents the father that wasn't there. Like he wasn't emotionally present for you. And you are not holding on to Josh. You're holding on to the image, the wish for that father to be there. You got to let go, baby, if you want to be able to receive your soulmate. You got to let go. But you came to me because your soulmate, you are supposed to either cross paths with him, meet him November of this year, and he drives like a white Volkswagen, something that started with a V, honey. Something that it starts with a V. Like I'm getting I don't know. I know the car is white and it starts with a V. Shelly, you said you booked the love mapping call last week. Shelly, can you email faith@shaybetter.com? She'll help you. Okay? She'll help you make sure that you get the link. Sometimes it comes to the spam for some weird reason. So go ahead and reach out to Faith. Angela, if you've been with somebody for a year and a half, has he made plans to move with you? Has he talked marriage? How often do you see each other? Okay. There's somebody is Sandra, Sandy, something along that lines. Anyway, you deal with anxiety so much that literally you be feeling nauseous. Like it messes with your stomach, and that being in that high anxiety state, like you can't even think right. So then the decent men, like they can't stay. It's too stressed out. It's too stressful. Like they can't stay in your world or stay with you, because in order for you to feel safe, you try to control a lot of things in order to feel safe. But being that person that needs to control everything is also driving you crazy, because you want to be able to let go too. And you don't even know how to like stop this cycle that you've been in. So you're going to have to just sit down, baby, and heal. Okay? And also, like, the reason why you keep moving around is because what I'm getting is the voices in your head. The voices aren't yours. The voices have been passed down. What I'm getting is through 3 generations. So your mother, she had the voices, your grandmother and your great grandmother, the voice that I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy. It's I'm not sure exactly if you know what happened to your grandmother. Because of what happened to your grandmother, that affected the way she raised your mother, which is the reason why your mother couldn't show up for you the way you wish she would have showed up for you. I'm just saying what's downloading, okay? I'm saying what's downloading. You know if I'm talking to you. And what happened to your grandmother? Your grandmother was violated, and the vibration of that is in you and in your mother, and you also was violated too. Um, okay. Here's one, and maybe this is the reason why I'm getting the guidance not to say anybody's name. So you have you really cared about somebody, and he gave you herpes, and you have a hard time dating. When you date, you feel that the what keeps coming that I keep hearing you say to yourself is damaged goods. And you date like you're damaged goods. And because you date like you're damaged goods, then men they treat you like that. First of all, you're not dating with discernment. You date men that choose you versus you actually doing the choosing. And you don't really see your value. But the crazy thing about it is that you have like so many different things going for you. And it's also crazy that you believe that you don't have any value when the men that you've dated also have herpes. Actually, over 80% of the population have herpes, so there's that. And then I see your husband, and your husband, like he is. Your husband is such a sweet guy. Your husband's such a good guy. And he won't care. He will not care. However, the way you feel about yourself because of the herpes is just a reflection of the way you feel about yourself because of some things that you've experienced. It's just an outer expression. And when you clear that, that will allow you to be able to receive love. Queen, your husband's toxic, and your relationship is toxic, or the relationships that you've had are toxic. Like bottom of the barrel toxic. Queen said definitely. He said he has considered moving here, but he doesn't know. He's and Angela, ma'am. It's not that I don't know. It's like I'm trying to figure out how to tell you. Like when I'm telling you guys things, sometimes I have to filter because I can't just say it. I also feel into you, and some of you guys are more sensitive than others, and my Sagittarius can come off kind of harsh, and I have to say things in a gentle way, because the way you say things does matter. So I don't. I know you said that you want to know the answer, Angela, but you really don't want to know the answer. So I can't give it to you. Okay. Let me see one more. Okay. Ma'am, stop having sex with your ex. He's not coming back. He's not coming back, baby. Okay? He's not coming back. And really, you just having sex with him because you think it's eventually that it's going to work, and it's not going to work. But you're lonely, and you trying to hold on to somebody that you really care about, but you're not the only one he's having sex with. And if I was you, I would stop, because he also doesn't use protection with people he having sex with. So, yeah. Angela, he's not the one, baby. You're wasting your time. Angela, and what I'm seeing around your heart is I'm seeing a heart wall that's around your heart. And the heart wall is the wall that is keeping you emotionally unavailable for that deep level love to allow you to truly be vulnerable. But for sure, this person, this long distance person, no ma'am. And you know it. I'm curious, for those who booked the call with me, let me know. For those of you who booked the call with me to be part of the 10 that we're going to do the immersive transformation program in for the next 3 months, let me know. Because I'm going to tune into you. I'm going to see where your soulmate is. And that's what I'm going to be teaching, to guide you to the steps of leading you there. If you booked the call with me, congratulations. Bookshay.com. It's super easy. Bookshay, SHAY.com. Hey, baby. How are you? Oh, I love hearing that. I'm so glad. Can best friends become romantic? Yeah, but make sure it's worth it. Me and my husband, we were best friends. You can't take, but and if you do, you got to start from the beginning. Remember when I said the phases? You got to start back at phase 1. Okay, don't be skipping the phases because you're like, oh, we're best friends. I've known him for 15 years. Like, ma'am, I don't give a darn if you've known him for 50,000 years. You start from the beginning. If he's interested, do a coffee date. And let him earn you. Let him court you. Because the way he is as a friend versus the way he would be as a boyfriend, you won't know unless you go through the proper process for having him to earn you. Yvonne, if you book, did you get a confirmation? Did you book today? If you book and you didn't get the confirmation, then make sure that you book today. Okay, you should have gotten the confirmation email. But if you did not, send an email to Faith at Shay Better, FAITH at Shay Better. Can twin flames become soulmates? No, baby. Twin flame is to prepare you for your soulmate. Twin flame is to prepare you for your soulmate. That's what a twin flame is. A twin flame is not supposed to be your soulmate. You guys have to stop. Struggle love is not poetic. We got to stop romanticizing struggle love. Okay? If it hurts, talking about you got to work for it, marriage takes work and all that other crap. No, ma'am. No. It shouldn't. Not if you do it right. Now, if you want to work, that's a long time. That's a long time to have to work with somebody that you love. Me and my husband, we don't work at our marriage. We're intentional with our marriage. We're best friends. Like, can you imagine? Do you work at your friendships? How many of you guys have best friends that you have to work at being friends with them? How many of y'all have that? How many of you got to work for your friendships? You got to work at your relationship with your best friend. Hello? How many? Does that make sense to you? Like the things that we normalize and that we say, like we don't even think about it. Okay? I don't have to work with my best friend. We don't roll like that. The friendships that you gotta work and do all that, they shouldn't even be your friends anyway. Yeah. Best friends are 30 years and it just works. Right. Like, well, I don't want to be around you if I gotta work. Life is too short for all that. No, ma'am. Who wants that? You sitting over here, y'all fussing, crying, carrying on, drama, in and out, off and on. No, ma'am. Absolutely not. Right. Either we cool or we're not. Either you bring peace to my life or you're not in my life. I'm very intentional about the people that I let in my inner circles. And the person that I sleep with, that I wake up with every day, you're not bringing me stress and strife. Absolutely not. But the quality of your marriage is determined with how you start dating. The way you start is the way you'll finish. So you want to make sure that you start right. And if you want to learn how you can start right, how you can become absolutely magnetic, where you're irresistible, where a man's like, that's my wife, and you're the woman that men are like, I see her, that's my wife, and you want to increase your options, then again, if you want to work directly with me to be part of my 10, then go to bookshay.com. Okay? If you just want our help and you're like, okay, I don't think I'm going to make the talented 10, but I do want your help and I do want your system and I don't want no one size fit all. I want something that's customized specifically to me so that I know exactly where I'm at every step along the way to guarantee for me to attract my romantic best friend. Then you go to lovemappingcall.com. Okay? Go to lovemappingcall.com. I love you all. God bless you. Have a wonderful night. I so appreciate you. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for sharing the videos. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.